While we must be, of course, vigilant in the spread or preventing the spread of COVID-19, we have to demand of our public officials as they do this work, as they make these decisions, that they do everything in their power to maximize the ability of the public to engage in a meaningful way, making sure that we're aggressively outreaching and notifying the public, and that when they can participate, they not only can participate by phone and by video, but they also can submit things like written testimony, that they can ask questions, that there still is that ability to engage in a two-way dialogue. At the same time, decisions period should be limited where they can be. So limited to things like budgets, limited to things like, of course, decisions around public health, that not only the public is participating, but that also our many well-intended public officials aren't inadvertently put in a situation where they could be pressured because those decisions are made outside the public view. We want to protect them as well. In the early stages, we're tracking and understanding. So if some of the mitigations that are put in place aren't working, that there is an expectation and an accountability to address that wherever possible. Many states have postponed their primary elections. There's a lot of conversation, though, of course, around the November election. The 20th Amendment specifically dictates that the current president and vice president, their terms end. So if there is not an election, they term out and the rules of succession apply. It's not a simple thing because presumably if the presidential election wasn't happening or congressional elections aren't happening for the House of Representatives, those elections are every 2 years. So the Senate pro tem would step in. That also is complicated because we have 6-year terms, of course, and so we have a rotating Senate. The bottom line, incredibly unlikely that we would see the election not happen at all. If it were delayed, there's a very limited window to do that. But if the rules of succession did kick in, presumably there would be maybe some sort of chaos around that. And assuming that is going to happen, decisions that are being made around putting on an election and around accessibility are going to have significant impacts on things like turnout. For those states that don't have wide access to vote by mail, there's capacity issues, there's cost, there's things like optical scanners, there's the training that would be provided. In states that have very, very large in-person voting populations, there are concerns about the capacity of election officials and their systems. Population of voters, those actually casting a ballot in whatever form, that set of voters is not representative of the population. We don't have a representative electorate. Our democracy in terms of voting already doesn't function as well as I think we certainly want and need it to function. And the decisions that are making around that election officials around the country are making in terms of access really matter. As we go through these moments of disruption, they provide an opportunity as we're changing the rules, as we're changing our engagement, as we're talking about openly about issues like representation, that maybe we can build something better from that.